still been coding. Since yesterday to today, I've been writing documentations, I've been fixing everything up. It's a sacrifice I would have to pay now, but I'm going to enjoy it for the rest of my life. Because henceforth, anything that has to do with renal prediction softwares will be easily handled and managed by other developers. So there is a scenario where I'm not available, one of the predictions are done, something is not right on the website, predictions are not coming in, anything related to that. I can easily just outsource anyone to do it. So the way I did it before, I would gather the data, process it, model it, run it through lots of engines and records, and what have you. So letting other developers work on it means they would have access to the whole rendering and algorithm to predict and analyze, and that was my issue. So learning how to document properly and not be that selfish, this year has led me to understand that I could have actually like structured the codes into two sections. One is the data gathering, but the data processing will just be an algorithm, left for me alone. But still well documented and written well should anyone have to update it. Maybe anyone I'm able to trust enough to let them have my AI algorithms. But I mean, the other side is usually the side that requires change often. The model is able to, the AI model is able to, come up with patterns. But where we have an issue is the data gathering. So most times these sports betting companies will often change their APIs, will often change their, endpoint and lots of other things, and then predictions will just halt. Now I could be busy with some other thing, and somehow I'm just forced to leave what I'm doing to start working on Renap. So I start checking where everything went through, and it's not something I can easily assign to someone because then obviously they would have my algorithm. But now I've been able to detach it, developers, which is my developers who just work on the data gathering, which is the API calls on some places where we have to sniff, our sniff scripts, and once you just gather the data, run it by the AI model again, everything works well. So if I'm really gonna be honest with you, if I had done this like 3 years ago, I don't think Renault would have had a downtime. Imagine bringing somebody and teaching them how to get data, how to gather data, how to call APIs, how to follow up predictions, or how to follow up the betting companies to keep getting, fixtures and feeding into the AI model. Now imagine I had created this kind of system and taught someone. It's simple. They can actually run away with it. You're only just gathering data. So how the data has been analyzed is not known to you. So this simply means I would have had someone who would be gathering the data all the time, since the AI model doesn't need any upgrade. And then, the software have been highly consistent. It also dawned on me that my Renaps platform it's almost down to the floor, and it's basically because of lack of management, and that's selfish attitude in the sense that I was the only person doing Renaps tutorial. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see lots of tutorials on how to bet Sporty Bet Niger, Bet King. But virtually all of them were being recorded by me. And so when I got so busy and I couldn't really make tutorials anymore, the company started folding. In reality, I should have employed 2 to 3 people, maybe 2 females, 1 male, one person will doing Bet King, another person Sporty Bet, another person Bet Niger. And every day their job is just to make video tutorials, one for Facebook, one for Instagram, and one for YouTube. And they will do YouTube, like they will just make a PC version and a desktop version, and I will play it on all the social media platforms. Now, whenever I record my tutorials, I'm usually in a hurry. So I say in a hurry, I'm usually, letting it go lengthy. I could trade for 1 hour, and within that 1 hour, I would play game. I would wait for the result to come out. The result came out. Oh, I won. If I won, okay, I keep playing the normal amount. If I lost, sometimes I would double up my, betting amount, like my stake. So when I recover, not necessarily Matinki, but most times I increase my stake, and I'll keep doing this. And I could play 5 games, and each game takes like a minute to run. So 5 games is like no, each game takes like 3 minutes to run. So 5 games is like 15 minutes. And sometimes if I play for long, I end up seeing a 1 hour video. Now, why in reality I could have employed someone to edit those videos. So, for instance, if I play one game over 1.5, you now see something like, like it's fast forwarded, and the next thing, the result, they'll like skip it to where the result is. We lost, or we check the games from the betting history, we bet another one. No fast forward. So that way, a 15 minutes video, maybe a video that includes like 5 games that is like 15 minutes long would not be made maybe like 3 or 4 minutes or even less than that. So this simply means on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, my customer care, or say customer, my video betting or gaming staffs would do all the bettings every day. The video editors will edit it and they upload it. So then if the software goes down, the front end developers work on it. Now how does that sound? That sounds like a relapse that would never ever ever go down. Now have a customer care section for people who want to make payment on the automated betting software. Have an IT department that will handle any technical stuff. Maybe someone's trading bot is not going, maybe there's an issue. Not being selfish and deciding to hold the whole code myself. So I'm still selfish in a way now, but smartly selfish. I've learned how to let people do certain things. So for instance, developers can gather data, but obviously not know how the processing work for my own safety. I mean, if that was how I structured my code years ago, I don't think I would have had betrayals. But let's just assume I was hot for, I was hot when they stole my code, but I did not really get to understand that I could have isolated them. So it's just really funny how I'm learning that now. But it's beautiful. At least it's better you learn late than you never learn. So yeah, that's the count for one. Okay, so I'm practically still on it, and I've not been able to do anything else. I was actually hoping that by this time today is the 10th of March. This is like 7 or 8 p.m., 7 p.m. I presume. So I was actually thinking by this time I would have, wrapped up, but I haven't. I just decided to lie down right now in a cool room. As in a cool room, in a dark room, so I can relax my head and start thinking of my nails steps, because it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sleep this night. I would still have to. Let's say that I didn't even sleep. I slept like around 2 or 3 a.m. and I woke up 7. So I've not even had a good sleep in like days. I've practically been sleeping like 4 to 5 hours. I want to wrap up relapse. So by next week, I'll focus on the Google AdSense and all the websites on Google AdSense, remake all the tutorials, package everything. Now I'm doing things in a way that people can take over. So that is why it's difficult. If I selfishly just want to continue from where I stopped, I think I would have finished up the prediction software since yesterday. I would have just do my jaga work, and everything will be fine. But I'm trying to make sure it's well properly documented, structured. The codes are neat, variables are properly used, words, variable names that are memorable, understandable are being used, documentation showing precisely why you're doing this and what you're doing this for, commenting every section of the code. So should I even wake up 10 years from now and I want to work on it, it's going to be easy. Should the code be, obsolete and somebody wants to improve it in future, they'll be able to really switch most of the functions. Like the way I did it before, it will be so difficult if you're, just coming in. And then I figured out as well, the documentation as well, so on my Google AdSense, whenever I get back there at that department next week, I'm just really worried because I mean coding is not something you can actually force. Like I myself have been giving it my whole best, but yet still I can't just snap in and have everything done. It's still something I have to do gradually. And I have lots of pressure on me, like lots of pressure. I just really wish I had made some good decisions rightly. I don't think I would have been like this. I mean, all through last year, I don't want to start looking back at the past because I had this very bad character of looking back at the past. But I think I've gotten over it and I don't want to go back into that very bad character. Because anything that I was just saying, God, if I had known and I had wrote my code like this last year, and do the right things I should do when it comes to this coding of apps, yeah, I won't be disturbed. The amount of pain, anger, quarrel, fight I had last year, I was having lots of cash in the account, but I wasn't really happy. There were lots of personal, marital, relationship issues around being, getting to like tear me into pieces and all that. And I just had to put up a smile no matter what. And I wasn't able to code well because I would try to offload the anger by getting to socialize. That's why practically like I tried being a social person last year so bad that I ended up making myself cheap in certain people's eyes, because I was always trying to reach out to be necessarily friendly, because I felt I needed to talk to someone instead of talking to myself. And this year, I figured out that I should have not even done any of that. It should have just been me talking to myself, focusing on everything that matters. Because right now, if I look back, all I tell myself is those X moments, those Y moments, why didn't I use them to code? Why didn't I use them to write documentations? Why didn't I use them to map out my business? Why didn't I sit and just do what I ought to do? Sometimes comfortability is sin, because I know I was really comfortable last year, and I would sleep and I would enjoy and I would relax. Right now, I can't even sleep. There's so much pressure on me, and I've really occupied and solved and conquered lots of milestones. And I'm just wondering if I was really, really comfortable, if I was really able to relax, go through my phone. I mean, the way I'm uncomfortable, I think I want it. If I can be uncomfortable like this for the remaining part of the year, being so restless, wanting to walk, what is my next move, what am I doing? And everybody prays for peace of mind, but if this kind of restlessness that is pushing me to work consistently from morning to morning, sleeping just 6 hours a day, if I can make any wishes, let it happen like this, or let me just be like this for the rest of the year. Because the way I've been working extensively, if I can work like this till the end of the year, then I can now relax, knowing fully I must have achieved a whole lot. So I really just think the whole experience I've had, has been so beautiful. But I still have to put in a whole lot of work in order to make my dreams come true. I said I'm going to be a billionaire, and I have to. Being a billionaire doesn't mean I would have to work excessively. No, it simply just means I will have to work smartly. Because I know previously, especially when I started programming, I would work and I would want to keep myself. I was still like 2 days working. It didn't even get me close to 100 million. So it's not about working extensively, it's working smartly. When you work smartly, strategically, it's easy to get your goals. And now that is where I'm scared. In order to work smartly, you have to have more time thinking, have more time reading, have more time processing. If I'm always sitting down on the computer coding, the only thing I'll be able to do is to code. So I think what I will do is, whenever I'm done with coding, if I'm lying down in a dark room like this, which is what I was doing, I'll just take a blunt. After hitting up a blunt, I would read. After reading, make some reflections before I go back to code. And I want to start learning how to live that life where it's just going to be me. I'm always on my thoughts. Like I said, one of the biggest mistake was trying to be friendly with lots of people. I can't really go and turn the clock and time will go back. But even if time goes back, it doesn't change anything, right? It doesn't change anything in the sense that if I could go back to time, I still have the knowledge of what happened and I can't just change it. So the only way people can actually change time is to change their present thinking. All this is on my thoughts. If I have a way of opening my memory and deleting those things and trying to, I don't know, you can't actually delete them. Anything you miss, anytime you miss, anything you're supposed to do that you miss to do it, you never get that time back. And if there is any currency that I hate to lose, it's time, because it is the only currency you will never get back. If I lose a 1 million naira right now, I can get a 1 million naira back. If I lose 1 billion, I can get 1 million back. But anytime lost can never be recovered. You will have to use some other time, to get it. So I just have to really, really focus, in the sense that I would have to give in every single thing I have. Okay, so enough talk. Let me continue. I want to go take a course right now. So let me upload this video and head back to take the course.